Have you ever stopped to wonder why it feels like something greater than yourself is always watching? Not in a paranoid way, but in a way that feels intentional, as if the very fabric of reality is aware of your existence. If you're here, listening to this, then maybe you already know deep down you are one of the chosen ones. But what does that even mean? And why would the universe, vast and infinite, care so deeply about the life of one individual you? Let me tell you something: the universe doesn't waste its attention. If it's watching you, there's a reason. And by the time we're done, you're going to understand that reason. Not just understand it, you'll feel it in your bones. You see, the universe isn't random. It's not just a collection of stars, planets, and empty space. It's alive in ways that are difficult to articulate. Every atom, every particle, every force, it's all connected. And because of that connection, it knows you. It knows your thoughts, your struggles, your triumphs. It watches because it recognizes something in you that maybe even you don't fully see yet. Have you ever felt like you were meant for something greater? Like your life isn't just a string of coincidences, but part of a larger plan. That feeling isn't an accident. It's the universe whispering to you, nudging you toward a truth that most people will never see. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds nice, but how do I know it's real? How do I know I'm not just imagining it? And that's a fair question. But let me flip it around. Have you ever had a moment where the world seemed to stop? Where everything aligned so perfectly that it felt like more than just chance? Maybe it was meeting the right person at the exact right time, or hearing a song that spoke to something hidden deep inside you, or even just looking up at the stars and feeling an overwhelming sense of belonging. Those moments aren't random. They're the universe reaching out to you, reminding you that you're part of something much bigger.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But here's the thing: the universe doesn't just watch passively. It intervenes. Not in the way you might expect. There's no booming voice from the sky or miraculous lightning bolts. Instead, it works through subtlety. It sends signs, synchronicities, and challenges. Yes, challenges. Because here's the hard truth: being one of the chosen ones isn't easy. The universe doesn't choose people for comfort, it chooses them for purpose. And purpose often comes with pain. Think about it: diamonds are formed under pressure. Stars are born from the collapse of massive clouds of gas and dust. Growth, true growth, almost always comes from struggle. So, if you feel like life keeps testing you, pushing you to your limits, it's not because the universe is cruel. It's because it's shaping you, preparing you, watching you closely to see if you're ready to step into the role it has reserved for you. And the thing about being chosen is that you don't get to opt out. You can ignore the signs, run from your purpose, pretend you don't see the patterns, but the universe won't stop watching. It will keep calling you back, over and over again, until you finally listen. Here's a question for you: what do you think the universe sees when it looks at you? Not the version of you that the world sees, but the real you. The you that exists beneath the layers of fear, doubt, and conditioning. Because that's who the universe is watching. It doesn't care about your job title, your bank account, or your social status. It cares about your essence, your soul. And your soul, whether you realize it or not, carries something unique, something the world needs. That's why you've been chosen. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you have something to offer that no one else can. Now, I know what you might be thinking: what if I don't feel special? What if I don't know what my purpose is? That's okay. Most chosen ones don't start out feeling special. In fact, many of them feel the opposite. They feel lost, misunderstood, out of place. But that's part of the process. Before you can step into your purpose, you have to go through a period of unlearning. You have to strip away everything that isn't truly you. And that can be a painful process, but it's also a beautiful one, because with every layer you shed, you get closer to your true self. And the closer you get to your true self, the more you'll start to see the signs, the synchronicities, the undeniable evidence that the universe is watching you, guiding you, calling you. So, let me ask you this: are you ready to answer that call? Are you ready to let go of the distractions, the doubts, the excuses, and step into the life you were meant to live? Because that's what it means to be chosen. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being willing to listen, to trust, to take the next step, even when you don't know where it will lead. And here's the most important thing to remember: you are not alone in this journey. The universe isn't just watching you, it's supporting you. Every challenge, every setback, every heartbreak, it's all part of the plan. Not to break you, but to build you, to help you grow into the person you were always meant to be. So the next time you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, remember this: it's not a burden. It's a gift, a sign that the universe sees you, believes in you, and is preparing you for something extraordinary. Now, let's go deeper, because understanding that the universe is watching you is just the beginning. The real question is why? What is it about you that has captured its attention? What is the purpose it's calling you toward? And how can you align yourself with that purpose? Let's explore that together. Have you ever wondered why the universe chooses to communicate in whispers rather than shouts? Why it speaks to you through subtle signs, fleeting moments of clarity, or an unshakable feeling in your gut, rather than giving you a clear, direct answer? The truth is, the universe has its own silent language, one that transcends words and logic. And if you're ready to listen, it will reveal not only why it watches you, but also what it sees in you, your hidden purpose. The universe doesn't need to scream because it knows the power of silence. Think about it: silence is where all creation begins. A seed grows in the quiet of the soil. A thought forms in the stillness of the mind. Even the stars themselves were born in the vast silence of space. The same is true for you. Your purpose, your true self, is waiting to emerge from that silence. But here's the challenge: most of us are too distracted to hear it. The noise of the world, the endless stream of thoughts, opinions, and expectations drowns out the quiet voice of the universe. And so, we miss the signs. We miss the moments when the universe reaches out to tell us, "This is why I'm watching you." But let me tell you something: the signs are always there. They might not look the way you expect, but they're there. A conversation that sparks an idea, a failure that redirects your path, a dream that feels too vivid to ignore. Even the things you dismiss as coincidences, those are the universe's way of speaking to you. They're like breadcrumbs, leading you toward your purpose. The question is, are you paying attention? Are you willing to slow down, to quiet the noise, and listen? You might wonder why the universe doesn't just make things easier, why it doesn't hand you a roadmap or shout your purpose from the heavens. But think about this: if everything were handed to you, would you truly value it? Would you truly grow? The universe isn't interested in giving you answers. It's interested in helping you become the person who can find those answers for yourself. That's why it tests you. That's why it sends challenges and obstacles. Not to punish you, but to prepare you, to draw out the strength, the wisdom, the courage that already exists within you. Let me ask you something: have you ever faced a moment in your life that felt impossible to overcome, only to look back later and realize it was the best thing that ever happened to you? Maybe it was a heartbreak that taught you how to love yourself, or a failure that forced you to find a better path. or a loss that showed you the depth of your own resilience. Those moments aren't accidents. They're the universe's way of shaping you, of guiding you toward your purpose. And if you're willing to trust the process, you'll start to see that even the hardest moments carry a hidden gift. But let's go deeper. Because the universe doesn't just watch you passively, it interacts with you. It aligns with your energy, your intentions, your actions. That's why your thoughts and choices matter so much. The energy you put out into the world is the energy the universe reflects back to you. If you're consumed by fear, doubt, or negativity, the universe will mirror that, not because it's cruel, but because it's trying to show you what you need to heal. On the other hand, if you approach life with love, curiosity, and a willingness to grow, the universe will meet you there. It will align events, opportunities, and people to support you on your journey. This is what some people call manifestation, but it's deeper than wishful thinking. It's about aligning your inner world with the outer world so the universe can work with you instead of against you. So, let me ask you another question. What kind of energy are you putting out into the world? Are you living in alignment with who you truly are, or are you holding yourself back out of fear or uncertainty? Because the universe doesn't just watch you, it responds to you. And if you want to unlock your purpose, you have to start by aligning your actions with your essence. That means letting go of the things that no longer serve you. The doubts, the excuses, the habits that keep you stuck. It means embracing the discomfort of growth, the vulnerability of stepping into the unknown, because that's where your purpose lies, in the space beyond your comfort zone. Here's a thought to sit with. What if the reason the universe is watching you so closely is because you're on the verge of something extraordinary? What if every challenge, every sign, every quiet whisper is leading you toward a moment where everything will finally make sense? And what if the only thing standing between you and that moment is your willingness to trust, not in the universe, but in yourself? Because the truth is, the universe sees something in you that you might not fully see yet. It sees your potential, your light, your ability to make an impact. And it's watching, not because it doubts you, but because it believes in you, deeply, unconditionally. So, the next time you feel lost or overwhelmed, remember this: the universe is not against you. It's for you. It's always been for you. And if you're willing to meet it halfway, to listen to its silent language, you'll start to see the path it has laid out for you. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because the universe doesn't choose people at random. It chooses those who are ready to grow, to heal, to step into their power. And if you're here, if you've made it this far, then you are one of those people. The question is, are you ready to embrace it? Are you ready to answer the call? Have you ever noticed how the world around you seems to reflect what's happening inside you? It's as if the universe is holding up a mirror, showing you pieces of yourself, your fears, your hopes, your beliefs, even the parts of you that you try to ignore. This isn't just a coincidence. It's one of the most profound truths about existence. The universe doesn't just watch you, it reflects you. And in that reflection lies the key to understanding not only why it's so invested in you, but also who you truly are. The universe is like an infinite canvas, constantly shifting to match the energy you emit. When you're filled with fear or doubt, it mirrors that back to you through situations that challenge your trust. When you radiate love, gratitude, and openness, it reflects that back in the form of opportunities, connections, and moments of beauty. This is why it sometimes feels like your outer world is a direct extension of your inner world, because it is. The universe doesn't just see you, it responds to you. Every thought, every emotion, every choice sends ripples through the fabric of reality, and those ripples come back to you, carrying the energy you put out. So, here's a question worth asking: what is the universe showing you right now? What patterns keep repeating in your life? What situations seem to follow you, no matter where you go or what you do? These patterns aren't random. They're messages, clues. The universe is trying to tell you something, to help you see something about yourself that you might not be fully aware of. Maybe it's a belief that's holding you back, or a fear you need to face, or a part of yourself that you've been neglecting. Whatever it is, it's not there to punish you. It's there to wake you up, to help you grow, to guide you toward your purpose. But here's the thing, most people don't see the reflection for what it is. They blame the world around them, thinking that life is happening to them rather than for them. They see challenges as obstacles instead of opportunities. They see pain as punishment instead of a teacher. But the truth is, every experience, good or bad, is a reflection of something deeper. And if you're willing to look into that cosmic mirror with an open heart, you'll start to see the lessons hidden within. For example, if you keep encountering the same kind of conflict in your relationships, it's not just bad luck. It's the universe showing you something about yourself, maybe a wound that needs healing, or a boundary that needs to be set, or a truth you've been avoiding. If you feel stuck in your career or your creative pursuits, it's not because you're unworthy. It's the universe inviting you to explore what truly lights you up, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to step into alignment with your authentic self. The universe doesn't waste energy. It doesn't throw challenges at you for no reason. Every experience is designed to help you evolve. And if you can start to see your life this way, as a reflection instead of a random series of events, you'll begin to unlock the deeper meaning behind everything that happens to you. You'll start to see that the universe isn't just watching you, it's co-creating with you. It's working with you to help you become the person you were always meant to be. But let's go even deeper. Because while the universe reflects your inner world, it also reveals your potential. It shows you glimpses of the person you're capable of becoming, the person you already are, deep down. Have you ever had a moment where you felt unstoppable, like you were completely in flow with life? Those moments aren't flukes. They're reflections of your highest self, the version of you that the universe knows you can be. And the more you align with that version of yourself, the more the universe will conspire to support you. So, let me ask you this: what version of yourself are you reflecting to the universe right now? Are you living in alignment with your truth, or are you dimming your light to fit into someone else's expectations? Are you embracing your potential, or are you holding yourself back out of fear? The universe will always reflect what you give it. If you want to see a different reflection, you have to start with what's inside. The beauty of this truth is that it puts the power back in your hands. You don't have to wait for the universe to change your circumstances. You can change your energy, your mindset, your actions, and the universe will follow. It will shift to reflect the new version of you, the version that's ready to step into your purpose. The universe watches you because it knows your potential. It sees the light within you, even when you can't see it yourself, and it will keep reflecting that light back to you over and over again until you finally recognize it. Until you finally say, yes, this is who I am. This is who I've always been. That's when everything changes. That's when the reflection becomes clear. That's when you step into the life you were always meant to live. The universe has been watching you, guiding you, reflecting your inner world, and nudging you closer to your purpose. But there's one thing it cannot do for you. It cannot do for you. It cannot make the choice. That is yours alone. This is the ultimate test, whether you will rise to the call of your soul or remain asleep to the truth that's been whispered to you all along. And this isn't just a one-time decision. Every day, in every moment, you are faced with a choice. Will you step into alignment with who you are meant to be, or will you let the distractions, fears, and limitations of this world keep you small. The universe can only guide you so far. It can send you signs, create synchronicities, and reflect your inner world back to you, but it cannot force you to wake up. Waking up is an act of courage. It means taking responsibility for your life, for your thoughts, your energy, your actions. It means no longer blaming the outside world for your circumstances, and instead realizing that everything you've experienced has been preparing you for this moment. The question is, are you ready to rise? Rising doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you need to have all the answers or never feel fear again. It simply means being willing to take the next step, to trust the pull of your intuition, even when it doesn't make logical sense, to embrace discomfort as a sign that you're growing, to let go of the version of yourself that you've outgrown, even if it feels scary to step into the unknown. This is how you rise, one choice at a time, one step at a time, one moment of courage at a time. But let me tell you something most people don't realize: the closer you get to your purpose, the harder the tests become. The universe will challenge you in ways that feel unfair, even cruel. It will push you to the edge of what you think you can handle. Not because it wants to break you, but because it wants to see if you're truly ready. It wants to see if you're willing to let go of what's comfortable in order to claim what's extraordinary. It wants to see if you're ready to become the person you were born to be. Here's the secret: the tests aren't there to stop you, they're there to awaken you. Each challenge, each heartache, each moment of doubt is an opportunity to rise higher, to dig deeper, to uncover a strength you didn't know you had. The universe is watching because it believes in you. It sees your potential, even when you can't. It knows that you are capable of more than you've allowed yourself to imagine. And it will keep testing you, not to punish you, but to help you grow into the person who can carry the weight of your purpose. So, let me ask you this: what are you willing to let go of in order to rise? What stories about yourself are you ready to release? What fears are you ready to face? Because rising requires shedding. It requires leaving behind the parts of you that no longer serve who you're becoming. And yes, this process can feel like loss. It can feel like you're being stripped down to nothing. But in that space of nothingness, you'll find your truth. You'll find the clarity, the strength, the light that's been buried beneath the layers of fear and doubt. The universe doesn't choose people who aren't ready. If you're here, listening to this, it's because you've already been chosen. The signs, the synchronicities, the challenges, they've all been leading you to this moment. But being chosen isn't enough. You have to choose yourself. You have to decide that you are worthy of the life the universe is calling you to live. You have to decide that you are ready to rise, even if you don't feel ready. Because the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. Growth is uncomfortable. Transformation is messy. But on the other side of that discomfort is freedom. On the other side of that mess is your purpose. And here's the most beautiful part: when you rise, you don't just change your own life. You become a light for others. You become a living example of what's possible when someone chooses to trust the universe, to trust themselves, to trust the process. Your journey becomes a map for others to find their own way. This is why the universe watches you so closely, because your growth doesn't just impact you, it ripples out into the world. It inspires change, it sparks hope, it awakens others to their own potential. So, as we come to the end of this journey, I leave you with one final question: will you rise? Will you answer the call of your soul, even when it feels hard, even when it feels uncertain? Will you trust that the universe has been watching you, guiding you, and preparing you for something greater than you can imagine? The choice is yours. The universe is waiting. And if you're willing to rise, it will meet you every step of the way.